Hi you guys, I'm so excited for today's video because this week we'll be reading summer books all week. And I know that summer hasn't officially started, but for me, summer has arrived. I thought it would be fun to spend the week reading beach reads, even though I won't be going to the beach this week. I'll be reading at home, probably on my couch. But we're still gonna have a good old time over here reading. I already picked out the books that I'm going to read, but I'm not going to show them to you guys until I start reading them. But I am super excited for all of them. I'm so excited for the good summery vibes this week. This is the first book that I'm going to read this week, Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. Got my little coffee, hopefully a good book. Got my little partner in crime chilling with me. Look at my baby's little feet. His feet are huge. A little side note, I know this has nothing to do with the vlog, but he had a doctor's appointment last week and he's very tall. He's like in the 90th percentile for height. So we're gonna have a tall little guy on our hands. He definitely didn't take after me or dad because we're both of average height, but my husband's father was very tall, so I think he takes after his grandfather. He's gonna be a tall little guy. Look at him, he's just chilling, minding his own business. Look at his little feet, oh my gosh. Little update on Practice Makes Perfect. This is polar opposite and it follows two main characters. It follows Annie and Will. Annie is like the small town angel who hasn't really lived. She's very sheltered and everyone calls her like Angel Annie, like she's basically the town's sweetheart. And Will is the complete opposite from Annie. Like he's traveled all around the world. He seeks adventure. He doesn't like staying in one place for too long. He's actually not a fan of staying in Rome, Kentucky too long because he finds the town very boring. Literally opposites, but somehow they find a connection. They're both kind of fighting that connection because from what I've gathered so far from reading this book, Will is a commitment phobe. Like he does not believe in relationships. He doesn't believe in love. Annie does believe in love and all she wants to do is find that special someone that she can settle down with, get married to, and have kids. In Annie's words, live happily ever after. They're both trying to prevent themselves from falling for one another. First, I found Annie's character slightly adorable, but now I'm finding her kind of annoying. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really buying Annie's and Will's chemistry. I'm not really liking them together. I think it's because this book is heavy on the sexual attention, and normally Sarah Adams' books are not like that, at least not that I can remember. And this one just seems like it's trying so hard not to be closed-door romance while still being closed-door romance. It's very weird. I feel like there's sexual tension is mentioned on literally every page of this book. I'm like, is there anything more to your relationship aside from heavy attraction? Not really loving the two main characters. Also, I don't think I mentioned this yet, but this is actually the sequel to When in Rome, and the two main characters from When in Rome, Amelia and Noah, are mentioned a lot in this book. You could read this book as a standalone, but I would recommend reading When in Rome first. It feels like Sarah Adams just couldn't let them go and wanted to continue writing their love story because they're mentioned a lot. Well, I actually love Amelia and Noah, so I'm kind of happy that they're mentioned a lot, but I feel like you'll probably enjoy this book a little bit more if you read Amelia's and Noah's love story first. Since this week is all about summer vibes, I wanted to share a very exciting subscription service. What are you doing, silly? I wanted to share a fun subscription box that is perfect for the summer. This monthly subscription box is actually from the brand FabFitFun, and they were kind enough to give me their summer edition box. This video isn't sponsored, but I wanted to share all the goodies that I got because it's pretty amazing. Look at all the goodies that I got for their summer edition box. First up, we have this gel cleanser by the brand Selfless by Hiram. And then I also got this mascara from the Milk brand. I was in need of a new mascara, mascara, so I cannot wait to try this one. A new hand and body wash. I've actually never heard of this brand, so kind of curious to see what it's all about. And I've heard so many great things about the brand First Aid Beauty, but I've actually never had a chance to try them out. Hopefully it lives up to the hype. And a girl can never have too many hand creams, so adding this to my bag right away. And come on, how cute is this picture from Kate Spade? It even came with 2 little cups. I'm definitely going to be making lemon water lemonade. If this doesn't scream summer, I don't know what does, honestly. It's so cute. I'm so excited to use this. One of the reasons I fell in love with FabFitFun is because they're more than just a monthly subscription service. They're more like a shopping club because you get access to member-only savings throughout the year, which means you are saving money all year round. Who doesn't love to save money on products that they will otherwise buy themselves, or products that you've been wanting to try for a while? You literally get to save money on them. So it's literally a win-win situation. And I'm so excited because FabFitFun was kind enough to give me a code to share with you guys. So if you want to save 20% on your first FabFitFun subscription box, make sure to use my code and you'll get your very first box for only $47.99. Literally, you can't go wrong. Honestly, it's so worth it because all the products that you get are worth way more than what you end up paying for your subscription box. As I showed you guys, all the products that I received today are worth more than the fee, so it's so worth it. Definitely check them out and get ready for summer. Alright, you guys, I just finished Practice Makes Perfect, and I have to say that this book fell so incredibly flat for me. I don't know what it was about the 2 main characters. Actually, I do know what it was. I just felt like they had no chemistry whatsoever. I didn't really believe in their relationship, and I honestly found them annoying. More so the female main character than the male main character. I didn't really care if they ended up together. I didn't feel the vibes that I felt between the 2 main characters, Noah and Amelia, in When in Rome. I felt like this book was just so incredibly dull, and it was trying so hard to be a spicy book while still trying to be closed door romance. One of the reasons why I like Sarah Adams' books is because she does closed door romances, and if it's going to be a closed door romance, don't try to make it spicy in other ways. And I just felt like the 2 main characters were simply attracted to one another, not really in love. That's just like the vibe that I got. I really enjoyed When in Rome because of the small town vibe, and this book takes place in the same town, Rome, Kentucky. For some reason, it didn't hit me the same way When in Rome did. Yeah, it just felt flat. That's the best way I can describe it. I was expecting a lot more, but it didn't deliver, unfortunately. I think I'm going to give this book a 2 out of 5 stars, which makes me really sad because the cover is so pretty. If you do decide to read this book, proceed with caution. Let me know in the comments below if you read this book and what were your thoughts on it. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I would love to know, but yeah, it was very summery. So yeah. Thank God this book is pretty short. I will say that if you're looking for a lighthearted, very fluffy romance book, then you might enjoy this one because there really isn't anything at stake in this relationship. There really aren't any like super heavy topics. My little boy is talking in the background. There really aren't any like heavy topics discussed in this one, and it's a very fluffy, very lighthearted. Normally I don't mind that, but yeah, 2 out of 5 stars, unfortunately. Okay, so the next book that I'm going to read is The Summer of Broken Rules by K.L. Walther. I've been wanting to start this book for a hot minute, but I've been waiting for this exact video. I just have a feeling that the summer vibes in this one are going to be 10 out of 10. This one is when Meredith Fox lost her sister Claire 18 months ago. She shut everyone out, but this summer she's determined to join the world again. The annual family vacation to Martha's Vineyard seems like the perfect place to reconnect. Her entire extended family is gathering for a big summer wedding, and although Meredith is dateless after being unexpectedly dumped, she's excited to participate in the traditional Fox family game of assassin that would take place during the week of wedding festivities. Claire always loved the game, and Meredith is determined to honor her legacy. But when Meredith forms an alliance with a cute groomsman, she finds herself getting distracted. Meredith tries to focus on the game and win it for her sister, but she can't help falling for him. And as the week progresses, she realizes she's not only at risk of losing the game, but also her heart. I'm very excited to finally start this. Let's see what this book is giving you guys. I am over 100 pages into this book. My husband's playing video games in the living room if you hear him cursing. I'm 100 pages into this book and I'm loving all the summery vibes. I feel like this is the perfect book to take with you on vacation. I literally wish I was reading this on the beach. Like, the summer vibes are just 10 out of 10 so far. I'm also loving the chemistry between Meredith and Whit. Honestly, they're so adorable together. Didn't know this book was YA going into it until I started reading it and I realized that the main character was very young. I think she's only 17 or 18, but I didn't realize that when I first picked up this book. Like, I thought the characters were going to be a lot older, so I got a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm loving it even though it's YA. I finally found out what the assassin game was. Like, I was so curious to know what the assassin game was. The name alone, it sounds like it's intense, and the game that they're playing sounds like so much fun. Like, I'm kind of jealous. I want to be a part of the assassin game. Okay, so something just happened that has me guessing what the big twist is going to be at the end of this book, and I hope that I'm wrong, because if I'm right, this book is going to go from a very high rating to a very low one fairly quick. Fingers crossed that I'm wrong about what I think the big twist is going to be, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm right. I don't know. I'm in my bathroom right now because my son is in his swing chilling, and I don't want to mess with a good thing. I don't want to get him all cranky by taking him out on the swing. So I finished The Summer of Broken Rules last night, and let me tell you that I absolutely adored this book. I honestly give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I love the summer small town vibes. The setting was just honestly 10 out of 10. The story was so well written. I just love pretty much everything about this book. Honestly, I think it's like the perfect summer read. Take this book with you to the beach, to the pool, to the lake. You'll definitely have a good time reading this book. You guys, I'm literally sitting at my bathroom counter. But like I was saying, I really enjoyed all the vibes of this book. I also really enjoyed... Oh, he's fussing. Maybe this won't work. That lasted for like 2 seconds, you guys. So I was talking about how I really loved the summery small town vibes of this book, but I also really loved how close the Fox family was and how they all gathered on this island for one of the cousins' wedding. And I don't know, I just really liked how close knit they were to one another, and like there were so many cousins, aunts, uncles, moms, dads. Like, I love big families. Despite their size, they still were there for each other, and they all came together to celebrate one of their own. I just thought it was really cute and sweet. I also loved how they all played the assassin game. Like, it didn't matter how old they were, how young they were, they all participated and had so much fun. I wish I could participate in the assassin game because it sounds like so much fun, and I will literally go all out like Whit did and have a freaking blast playing assassins. I was also half right about the twist. Oh, my baby's little hand. I was also half right about the big twist. Like, I wasn't 100% right, which I'm glad that I wasn't fully right, because if I had been right with my guess on what the big twist was going to be, probably would have ended up DNFing the book. But I actually really liked how the author wrote the big twist and how she incorporated it into the rest of the story, and it actually made me fall in love with the book even more. Overall, I give this book 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. I definitely think it's a great book to read this summer. The summer vibes were 10 out of 10. Like I said, there were a couple things that I didn't like, mainly about the main character. Like, I didn't really like how she was spending all her time with Whit instead of spending more time with her cousins and her family. Like, one of her cousins called her out. I kind of have to agree with her. That was one of my only complaints. But overall, I definitely recommend for you guys to read this book. It's also very dark in my living room right now, so I hope the lighting isn't terrible. If it is, I'm sorry. The next book that I'm going to read is the Happy Ever After playlist by Abby Jimenez. This one basically follows a character named Sloan who lost her fiance 2 years ago. Is it raining? Babe, I think it's raining. 2 years after losing her fiance, Sloan still can't seem to get her life back on track. But one troublemaking pup with a take me home look in his eyes is about to change everything. With her new pet by her side, Sloan finally starts to feel more like herself. Then, after weeks of unanswered texts, Tucker's owner reaches out. He's a musician on tour in Australia Australia, and bottom line, he wants Tucker back. Well, Sloane's not about to give up her dog without a fight, but what if this Jason guy really loves Tucker? As their flirty texts turn into long calls, Sloane can't deny a connection. Jason is hot and nice and funny. There's no telling what could happen when they meet in person. The question is, with his music career on the rise, how long will Jason really stick around? And is it possible for Sloane to survive another heartbreak? Like, the cover is so cute. There's a little dog on the cover. I'm already loving it. Hi! I've heard so many great things about this book. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. Sloane and Jason are the absolute cutest. I love them together. I honestly feel so bad for Sloane. She obviously lost her fiance. That's like one of my greatest fears. Losing my husband, so I can't even imagine the pain that she endured for 2 years and all that grieving, and I totally understand why it took her so long to find herself again and to move on. I love that Jason is bringing out her fun side again, and she's rediscovering herself for the first time in 2 years, and they're just really cute together. I love them. The book is actually pretty funny. I wasn't expecting it to be as funny as it actually is. There are moments where I'm actually laughing out loud. Even though it's deep, it's been fun to read. But Jason's publicist, Ernie, is giving me shady vibes. I don't know why. I'm just not really liking him. I feel like he's up to something. Something just happened between Sloane and Jason, and I honestly feel like Sloane is overreacting just a tad, and I hope she realizes that she's overreacting. At least I think she's overreacting. I don't know. Jason has been nothing but an absolute sweetheart to her, and I feel like she's waiting for the other shoe to drop. So the minute something remotely bad happened in the relationship, or the minute a misunderstanding happened, she's ready to say goodbye to the relationship. Like, she's waiting for that other shoe to drop because things are just too good for her. I honestly think she's scared. So I hope she comes to her senses very soon, because Jason is a great guy and I'm rooting for him. Always in the same spot on my couch when I want to talk about books. I'm always in the same spot. It's because this little guy is always sleeping on me, and this is where I spend most of my days, on this couch with him on me. But I finished, which I'm very proud of myself, because I finished 3 books so far in this week. I mean, I'm not really doing anything else aside from taking care of my son, who sleeps, eats, and poops repeatedly throughout the day, and then we just chill on the couch. But I finished the Happy Ever After playlist, and you guys, this was such a cute little book. I really had high expectations with this one because I've heard so many great things, and I kind of was scared to start it because I didn't know if it was going to live up to the hype. But honestly, it lives up to the hype. I love this book so much. I will say that it doesn't have a ton of summery vibes to it. It actually starts off in April, and then there's a bunch of little time jumps throughout the books. There's not a lot of summer scenery vibes to it, but I still think it's a really good book to read this summer and to bring with you on vacation, just because it's so cute. I loved Sloane and Jason's characters. I think they were so cute together. They were so adorable. I also really enjoyed the side characters. Sloane's best friend was a hoot. Her best friend's husband was also a very funny character. Kristen and Josh, they were such a cute little couple as well. And Kristen and Josh actually have their own book called The Friend Zone. I don't know if I'm going to read that one because I've heard really bad things about it, and I was reading some of the reviews on Goodreads, and I guess Kristen's character is actually really annoying in The Friend Zone, and I don't want to ruin how much I fell in love with them in this book, so I might just skip The Friend Zone, at least for now. I don't know if I'll like it based on the reviews and based on what people are saying, but this one was great. Also, can't forget about Tucker. He was probably my favorite character in this entire book. He stole the show. I like how even though it's a romantic comedy, it still tackles very deep, important topics, and I think it tackled grief and how people move on in their own way perfectly. The main character, Sloane, has been grieving the loss of her husband for 2 years. God forbid that happens to me. I'd probably be in worse shape than Sloane. I really loved Sloane's character. She was really strong despite not thinking that she was strong enough, and I just loved how she decided to take charge of her life and to say
say that enough is enough when it came to mourning and to losing herself. My one complaint, I guess, from this book, if I had to really be nitpicky, would be that I didn't really like how Sloane kept putting Jason first instead of putting herself first. I felt like he was asking a lot from her due to his lifestyle, which I understand that his lifestyle is very hard and very difficult, and he realized that he was asking a lot of Sloane, but it really bugged me that she kept putting him first. Like, I feel like a relationship should be 50-50. It shouldn't all be in favor of one person's lifestyle. That was the only thing that bugged me a little bit, but overall I really enjoyed this book and I will highly recommend it. The first half deals with grief and moving on, and there's a lot of funny parts, and then the second part of the book deals with a lot of like drama and the struggles of fame. I think this is a book that a lot of people could enjoy. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. Really happy that I finally read this book. I actually enjoyed it more than Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, which I really wasn't expecting that, so very happy with this book.